Did I make you thirsty? Good, because today we're going to be doing a makeup tutorial slash get ready with me, plus some new products from Miss A. So go ahead and grab yourself a drink or a snack and let's get started. So I need to put my glasses on to see what I'm doing here. So for today's drink of the day, I'm drinking my Canada Dry Fruit Splash Zero Sugar Cherry Ginger Ale. And I've been enjoying this holiday season. It's really good. I go through phases where I crave ginger ale, but of course I always get the sugar-free stuff because who needs that much sugar? And plus I'm always up at night, so getting something caffeine-free just kind of makes sense. I think this is like a limited edition holiday drink, but this is pretty good. So if you guys like Canada Dry, I highly suggest this. If I would rate this a 1 out of 10, I would say this is like an 8 out of 10. So it's New Year's Eve when I'm filming this. So if you hear some noises going on in the background, like fireworks, that's what it is. I promise they're not gunshots. And I just been kind of pre-filming some TikTok videos. I have like swatches on my arms. Can't really see it, but I've been doing that. And also painting my nails today. That's just what we have going on. But I will share the nail polish I used. I used two LA Colors polishes. The red one as the main color, and this is in the shade Under 18. And this is just basically a really beautiful shimmery red color. I really love this. Then over my index, or is it called a ring finger? Over this finger, I am wearing This Is It. And this is kind of like this is a sheer gold color. And it's really beautiful. And I'm also wearing the red underneath. And then over that, I'm using my Sally Hansen's Miracle Gel Crystal Top Coat. And this top coat, I got this. Did I get this year or last year? I can't remember. But I got this recently. Like within a year or two. And I love this top coat. I use this with a lot of my nail polish looks. You can kind of see how much I've used. But yeah, I love the top coat collection. I don't know. Oh, and this is in the shade 105 Crystal Top Coats. And I love using top coats because it kind of extends the life of my older nail polishes. I've actually been on a very, I would say like maybe 6-year long nail polish no buy. I actually own a lot of nail polishes, like closer in the 200s. So I have every color I need. And then every now and then when my nail polish runs out, like my top coats, I will just pick up a new one and then that will be it for the year. Yeah, I just kind of put this color over the top of the polish just to create a really pretty gold and red look. My background is kind of cluttered right now because I'm kind of like pre-filming a bunch of videos. So anyways, let's talk about the makeup. So I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup under $9. And everything here I purchased from Miss A and Dollar Tree. So we're going to be playing with these products here. For the eyeshadow palette, I did purchase this year. It was actually a few months ago. I'm kind of late on filming my new makeup items. I would say I bought this around July of last year, but I picked this up at the physical Mercerie shop, and this was just a beautiful palette. This one, I believe it was like $1.88, so very inexpensive. This is the Amuse Professional Smoke and Mirrors eyeshadow palette. And I have never seen this palette or this brand before at Miss A, so I figured I would give it a try. And I did swatch these out a little bit. I haven't tested it on my eyes yet, but you get 12 neutral colors. Like, you have a couple of beige colors, you have 5 shimmers, a couple of matte shades. And today I am wearing black. Actually, any of these colors will go with what I'm wearing today. But I think I'm gonna create like a smoky look today, and maybe just play with like a full face cool tone look. That's just kind of like what I'm thinking. So there's the eyeshadow palettes. And then from that same brand, Amuse, we have a mini blush. And this is in the shade 05 Juno. It's just a really beautiful blush. And then I have the Mercerie Full Coverage Lip Gloss. And then to go with that, I have the LA Colors Gel Lip Liner. And this is in the shade Better Than Beige. So before we put on the makeup, I'm going to be starting off with some skincare. And I'm going to be using my cooling face stick. And I actually put this in the freezer so I can have like that cooling sensation on my face. And I don't know why, ever since I got this, I've just been using it like room temperature. But when you put this in the freezer, especially overnight, and you use it like in the morning, it is amazing. Like, it feels like not exactly like a full ice cube. Like, it's not cold, but it's just like a tolerable cold. And it feels so good. And why didn't I think to put this in the freezer? I'm not sure. And I almost got rid of it because I just felt like it would kind of, I don't know, I felt like it was drying out. Adding this to the freezer, for some reason, it kind of rehydrates the entire product and it works amazing. Put it in your freezer, I promise you, you're gonna love it. But once I do that, I kind of just rub the product onto the skin. But I remember a couple videos back, I said that I wasn't sure about this product and it kind of was like tugging on my skin because the product itself was dry. The product feels so much better. I'm so glad I didn't throw it out. But I really like this product. And over that, we're going to be taking my Very Groovy Body and Face Serum. So this one is just a serum. So I rub this all over my face. It does have like a berry, mixed berry scent to it, and it smells really good. And it actually makes your face feel really smooth. And over that, I'm going to be using my Collagen Serum. I'm going to be taking my Global Beauty Care Moisturizing Face Lotion. From Amuse, I'm going to be using my eyeshadow primer. And then I'm going to be just trying something different this time, and I'm going to be using my concealer and put that right on top. And hopefully this doesn't mess up my eyeshadow. Kind of want to bring back color to my face. So we're going to be playing with some very simple eyeshadow today. I'm going to be taking Actually, I'm going to be taking this shade right here. This is kind of a skin tone shade. And I'm going to apply that all over the eye. And I'm going to apply it right under the eyebrow as well. And then I'm going to kind of bring out the eyeshadow up to here. That's a really good color. It like perfectly matches my skin tone. And then next, I'm going to be taking this shade here. Oh, you know what? On the very back, it has the name of the colors. So the color I used is this color here in Skin Up. And actually, it's kind of confusing because this back here is incorrect. It looks like they kind of switched the colors. Like, for example, so where Spark should be, it should be here, but this is like reversed. So this is the shade Skin Up, and this is in the color Spark. So that's kind of confusing. So yeah, I use the shade Skin Up, and this is just that nude shade here. And then I'm going to be using this shade in Hot Box, and this is just kind of like a matte gray black shade. And I think I'm going to be creating a halo eye today. So using my flat brush, I'm going to just plop that on the inner corner. I probably should have used this brush here, just because it's more precise. And we're going to be blending that out later on. And whenever I use these brushes for the inner corners, I like to apply the shadow at an angle and kind of go like brush up towards the eyebrow. That's just how I find it easy, because I feel like you can, try not to do that, but I feel like you can kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but you can kind of like cluster the eyeshadow, and then it will be a little bit harder to blend out. So if you just kind of flick the brush towards the eyebrow, that's the best way to use these angled brushes, especially for a halo eye look. And then for the outer corners, I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to use an eyeshadow brush, just because this one's a little wider. And then we're going to flip that blank side up, and I'm going to blend those two grays together. And I'm making sure not to touch the middle of my lid, because we're going to be placing another color there. So far I really like this color. It's a perfect matte shade. And I'm going to be taking my NYX face glue, and I'm going to be using that as a shimmer primer. So I'm just going to take some clean fingers and apply that to the middle lid where there's no eyeshadow. This will basically be a really good surface to put a shimmer. And then next, we're going to be taking this middle shade called Hydro. Basically the same shade as that gray shade, except it has some shimmer in it. And we're just going to apply that to the middle of the lid. Because we put the NYX face glue, I like to kind of tap that eyeshadow on first before I blend it. That way it sticks on as much as possible. And then blend that. And then I'm applying several coats, about 3 coats, just to make sure I get that fully coated. And then next we're going to be taking this white shimmer shade in Reflection. And we're going to take my fingers and just kind of apply a little bit in the middle of the lids. Ooh, I love how that brightened up that eyeshadow. And then we're going to be going back in with the matte gray and kind of retouch that. And I'm not going to be mixing the colors. And then to kind of keep with the Miss A theme, I'm going to be using my Inner Self Color Correcting Primer. I do have a little bit of redness on the cheeks today. Ooh. And then for under the eye, I think I'm going to just kind of replicate what we did. So starting with that matte gray. And then that shimmery shade right in the middle. And we're going to be using that sparkly shade. Tapping it on. And then we're going to be using this black shade for the outer corners. And then I'm basically going to be lining my eye with the black. So this black is not very pigmented when you wear it over the other shadows. Not really showing up. So I think I'm going to be using a black from one of my other palettes. I'm going to be using this black from my Flower Beauty palette. I'm just going to do the same with the other eye because I don't think we're going to make any progress with this eye. I don't know if it's just because the eyeshadows are kind of thick, but that may not be the fault of that black eyeshadow. Like, it does add a very little bit of like a blackness to it, but I don't know. I guess it would be best to just use a gel liner over this. But I don't have a gel liner, so I'm just going to kind of leave it as it is. So then I'm just going to be taking my Wet n Wild eyeshadow. This is in the color Black Black, and this is just like an average black color. I have like 3 of these, and this is just like my go-to black eyeliner. So then what I did is I actually brought the eyeshadow a little bit out. I do see people wearing eyeliner like this, and I kind of wanted to try it out on me just to see how it looks. And I'm not the best when it comes to eyeliner. I think I've said that in my previous videos. I absolutely suck at it. And I actually hate eyeliner. So honestly, I think the points of the inner corner are a little bit too thick. And so is the end. So I'm just going to take that off. Yeah, I just don't think it's my style, honestly. So then we're going to be cleaning that up with a little bit of concealer. So the eyes are finished. I feel like it needs a little bit more depth, like in the outer corners. So I'm just going to go back in with this black. And I'm just going to apply a little bit on the outer corners. And I'm taking a very little bit. And then blend it out a little bit. And I'm not going to be putting any cream blush underneath, but I'm just going to set the rest of my face. And this product is like, only has 1 or 3 uses out of this, so it's starting to crack, so I have to repress it again. So I'm just going to put that one aside. And I'm going to be using my AOA Studio Soft Touch Blurring Powder. And this is in the shade M1. And this powder is really nice. It's only like, it scared me. It's only like $1 and it's an amazing quality powder. It does a really good job at like kind of blurring the skin. So let's try this Amuse Mini Blush. Well, let's try this blush. I picked this up because it's kind of like a natural everyday blush, and I kind of need that in my collection right now. So right off the bat, this is pretty pigmented. I barely put in my brush and I'm already getting a lot of pigment. I'm going to be adding the blush towards the eye. And I'm going to add a little bit of that blurring powder over the top. I think I added just a little bit too much. But let me know what you guys think. Is that too much for this look? I know better to put it on the back of your hand, but for some reason I never do that. So this is a really great blush. It's actually more pigmented than I expected, and I think that's kind of why I just went all in with it. So if you use this, be careful. So if you do use this, just keep that in mind. This is a very beautiful color, and if I wish I would have applied just slightly less and it would have been perfect. But we're gonna see what the setting powder does. To keep up with this video's theme, I'm gonna be doing the AOA Studio setting powder. And we're just going to set under the eyes and a little bit on the cheeks. Okay, that's so much better. And then just a couple more products left. We're going to be using the e.l.f. Cream Bronzer. Because this is a lighter bronzer, I feel like it would tie this look together. For highlighter, we're using the Wet n Wild Precious Metals. So then we're going to be taking the Wet n Wild Chameleon Chrome highlighter and apply just a little bit over the top of that highlighter. This is going to kind of bring out the more like cool tones in this makeup look. and also add some sparkle. I love how dewy my face looks today. And lastly, we're going to be applying the L'Oreal Butterfly Mascara. So then for the lips, I'm going to be using the LA Colors Gel Lip Liner, and this is in the shade Better Than Bare. And this is just basically a really good nude shade. Actually, to kind of match the eyes a little bit, I'm going to be using the LA Colors Lip Liner, and this is just like a black shade. I'm just going to I'm just going to line this with black. And then we're going to be taking this one here. And this one, I think I got this at Five Below. And we're just going to be filling that in. That's a gorgeous shade. I love this. Wow, and this is really creamy. And I wonder if that's because it's a gel. I feel like this is a step up. I don't remember how much this is. If I can find it, I'm going to put it on the screen here. But this is definitely a step up from the LA Colors lip liners at Dollar Tree, because the brush is thicker, and I mean, this one is a twist up, but this one's thicker. So yeah, I love the formula of this. Like, you can kind of see like how creamy it is. I love that. I'm gonna have to pick up more of these. And the top rubbed off, so I'm gonna apply a little bit more of that black. And then lastly, we're gonna be using the Mercerie Maximum Lip Shine Full Coverage Lip Gloss. And this is in the shade. So it doesn't have the shade number on here, unfortunately. Okay, so it just says Max Lip Shine Lip Gloss, so there's no name for this. And I think they had like several of these at Dollar Tree. This is kind of like a pinky shade. Ooh. It's like a pinky, like a peachy nude color. I'm gonna have to try this on bare lips. But that is really creamy. That's a really nice formula. So this is the completed look. This is really dewy and beautiful, and I'm obsessed with it. So my final thoughts on this eyeshadow palette. There is no creasing so far on the lids. Okay, so I love this palette. I paid only $1 for it. So far, the 3 colors, or actually 4 colors that I used today are really great. The black, for some reason, didn't really show up on my lid, so I had to use the eyeliner, but I think it's because maybe I have too much going on the upper lash line. I think this is a great, inexpensive eyeshadow palette. If you're looking for like smoky neutral looks or even like lighter neutral looks, you have these 4 shades over here. And then you have one shade that's like a gold color. I love to play around. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. I'd love to play around more with this eyeshadow palette, because like I paid just $1 for this, and with the exception of using the face glue for the shimmer, all of these applied beautifully and they blended like pretty well, and they're pretty pigmented. Like this is just like the perfect gray smoky eye. So yeah, if you see any of these palettes, I know that they have been popping up in some Dollar Trees. So definitely pick more up. I did see another palette. I think I got this back in July. I haven't been to Miss A since October, I think, so I'm gonna have to go back and check. But this is just amazing. If I were to rate this, honestly, a 10 out of 10. Like, it's not the most highly pigmented palette. If you were to obviously compare it to like something like this, the colors aren't super rich, but for the price you pay, it's a 10 out of 10. So very inexpensive. Okay, I have to change it. It's a 9 out of 10, only because this right here, these are kind of like switched around. So it's kind of confusing when you're looking at it from like this side. The names are just like completely switched. So you kind of have to read it from left to right and then apply it from right to left. It's kind of confusing, but it does have the pictures of the glittery shades, so that might be helpful. But I don't know, I just found that annoying. The packaging is, I mean, it's pretty basic. It kind of reminds me of an eyeshadow palette from 2012, honestly. The mirror on this, it is on the cheaper side. It's kind of blurry. I tried cleaning it and it's just like not doing it. But yeah, the mirror is, it's not the greatest. The Amuse blush, I did like it. I feel like it's a pretty basic color. I feel like it's a perfect color for daily wear. You can wear it with any look, especially like a smoky look. I did apply a little bit more than I wanted for this look, but other than that, I have no complaints. I would just say it's maybe like a 7 out of 10. It is pigmented. However, I do feel like it's a little bit chalky. Not as creamy as some blushes, but you do get a good amount of pigment. And although I did not get this at Miss A, I thought I got this at Dollar Tree, and I think this is the one that I purchased from somewhere else that I can't remember. It could have been Ulta, honestly. But this gel lip liner, it's creamy, it's pigmented, and it's amazing. And it matches the same color as it is on the packaging. This is like a 12 out of 10. Like, I want to go and pick up more because this is super inexpensive and a really great product. Mercerie full coverage lip gloss. I need to use this on bare lips to get like the full like feel for the product, but wearing it over this, it's really creamy. I love the feel of it. And right now with those three, well, with these together, my lips feel like butter. and I love that. For this price, you get really smooth, pigmented, buttery lips, and I'm obsessed with this. And I really liked how I incorporated that black liner. And so far, this liner, I really like it. It's not as pigmented, but if you want to wear it for looks like this, you can kind of wear it every day. So that was so much fun to do as always. I love playing with dollar store or like cheaper makeup items. I feel like people like skip out on these because maybe they think that, oh, it's like really cheap or it's chalky. But yeah, I really love this, and you can get this at a Miss A shop. I unfortunately did not see them online. Some of the products I will, whenever I try to search for it, to link in a video, it doesn't really show up. So I think in stores you have a better chance of finding most of these products. But yeah, don't sleep on your Dollar Tree. Don't sleep on Miss A shops. Like, everything's affordable and it's like really good quality. And that's why I enjoy making these videos, because I know a lot of like beauty influencers, like they share these super expensive makeup, and realistically, I mean, I'm not an influencer at all. I'm just like a regular person, but I just want to show people that you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on makeup to get something like wearable. You don't have to, shop at Lancome. We don't have to shop at Ulta even, because Ulta can get kind of expensive. And honestly, this year, ever since I started my YouTube channel, obviously I was shopping at Dollar Tree like before, but because I've been kind of wanting to get more content out, I find myself shopping at Dollar Tree even more. But I shop at Dollar Tree now more than ever, because the stuff that they have right now, the skincare, the makeup, the body care items, they're all like really amazing. And I used to not like going to Dollar Tree. I used to not trust their products because they were on the cheaper side. But over the years, they've reformulated a lot of their stuff and they're really great. And I think that's why they're kind of popular now. And of course, like in 2026, we're going to have to be paying attention to our money coming up. So I know a couple of you guys have been spending a lot of money on Christmas. So if you want to save a little bit of money this month, then pick up some new stuff at Dollar Tree instead of going to Ulta, going to Sephora, or any of those places. I know coming up in 2026, I'm going to be kind of reeling back just a little bit with my spending. I want to invest more money into Dollar Tree products because I feel like I get more product for the amount of money I spend. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching my video today. If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to my channel for more affordable beauty products, shopping hauls. I like Bath & Body Works. I'm kind of behind on my Bath & Body Works content, but I do have more coming out soon. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you are kind to yourself. Make sure you pay it forward, help your neighbor, help out a friend, or even like donate to an animal shelter, because people are struggling to pay their vet bills. Only if you can afford it. Make sure you at least like compliment someone today, whether that be on Facebook or in person. Compliment their hair, compliment their clothes or their makeup. Just because verbal kindness is free and it makes you feel good inside. So whenever I'm like out somewhere, I mean, honestly, like I don't really talk to strangers because I do have social anxiety. Yes, I'm like in my mid-30s with social anxiety, but I don't know, like maybe compliment someone, like a high school friend or something. Compliment your cat. I don't care as long as it's nice. Because all cats deserve nice comments. So thank you so much for being here, and everything that I put on today is in my description bar. If I did happen to miss anything, just go ahead and leave a comment because I edit my videos well into the late hours of the night, so I can miss a couple of things. So just let me know and I will go ahead and get that fixed. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.